YouTube is happening. It is Tuesday, April 15th, and it is tax day for those that haven't done their taxes yet. That's what I did last night. We have that going on. And then we also have a lot of baseball. We have 15. Is that 15? Looks like everybody and mama playing, so it probably is 15 games going on. Let's do a little recap of yesterday, shall we? We took these plays right here, and we can see how the games went. Wasn't good. I thought it was going to be a terrible day. I thought, man, taxes would be the worst part of the day. Nah, baseball's pretty bad, too. Three, right? Hey, we got Goldie, right? We got San Diego money line, and we got Senzatelia to give up at least 3 runs. That was easy. So 3 and 5. Oof. Man, if only there was something we could have to help us be better. We have one now. The sheets are done. And I had to reduce it a little bit. I can't do left and right because apparently Google Sheets freaks out and breaks. So because the formula to get it is so big, it's just too much. So we went with the basic stats. In fact, these are all batting stats, beautiful stats. We're going to work with this. Hey, it's more information than nothing. So we're going to work with this going forward. So if you want the plays typed out, or if you want access to the finally finished spreadsheet, all you got to do is go over to the HQ. Simple as that. So 15 games, I think. We're going to roll through each game, try to find some value, and see if we can have a green day. Let's jump to the first game right now. All right, the first game on my handy-dandy little notebook is going to be Washington and Pitt, like you just saw. We got Pitt 134 with an 8.5 total. Let's go over and look at the pitchers first. We see it's Jake Irvin versus Mitch Keller. Cool. Let's pop over to the sheet and see. Fresh, new. It has that good smell to it, still so new. We can see what these teams have been up to. I got the Nerfy percent. Let me explain it real quick. That's how many times they've hit the Nerfy in the last 10 games. Just the team itself, not the whole game. So Washington has hit the Nerfy every road game. Now, given they've only played like 6. Do with that what you will. But throughout the season, it'll make more sense. Runs scored in the first inning. They never scored a run on the road in the first inning. That's why there is 100%. So Pittsburgh is a Nerfy king. The Nerfy king is Pittsburgh. They are great at it. Runs a game. You can see how they are in the whole game. This is the entire game. We got their batting average, on-base percentage, slugging, OPS, which is just on-base plus slugging. But some people like COPS. Hits, doubles, triples, HRs, all your bases. So people that like bases, there you go. That helps you out a little bit there. RBIs, walks, strikeouts, which we're going to use a lot for pitcher props, and then steals, because I want to make sure we hit every batting stat we could. I would love to do left and righty, but I can't. It just, Google Sheets has limitations. Until I build a website, which is in the plans, I got to use what I got. So we got 2025 now. We got away games. We got last 10 for both. And then we got the home on the right side for the home team. So, hey, we're making progress, baby. So better than nothing. So, and I went through and I checked all this to make sure all the data is accurate. Everything's looking good. Good stuff. So you see here, Pittsburgh's offense not as strong as Washington's offense, hence the Nerfy numbers. It makes sense. So Washington looks better with the bats overall. You can see the numbers and how everything goes. So let's go look at some pictures, shall we? Let me hit a nice refresh. Make sure everything's nice and crispy. This is Outlier. Link in the pin comment. Click and sign. Get you a week full free. And we got to do pictures as well. Let's do a refresh. Make sure we got the right one. That's good. That was pictures, actually. Let's see. And we want, what game do we want? We want this one. Yes. Mitch Keller versus Jake Irvin. So we're still going to use this for our left and right-handed pitching stuff because it's great. It's a great software. So I love working with them. You go to matchup and boom, there's your righty lefty stuff. If you want to see it, they're going to update the 2025 soon. I know they are. It's just give them a time, give them a little bit of time. You'll eventually see a little tab and say 225. So you can see how they were last year. And you can see mainly all I care about here is how has the pitcher been versus the bats. That's all I care, history. So we want to see like Bell has 667 and 9 at bats with a home run. That matters. Things like that we care about. Are you garbage against somebody? I care about that. And then I flip the other side. Boom. Now you can see Irving versus Pitt. And you see the history. Have you faced too much? Not really. So there's nothing there for us. And then how are you versus righties last year? Because if you're the same last year, you're probably going to be close to the same this year. That's how it tends to work in baseball. So there you go. And let's look at some props real quick. We got a lot of EV value stuff. That's cool. Earned runs. He gave up 7 and then 0 to St. Louis. 0 to St. Louis is pretty damn impressive. I ain't going to lie. 7 to New York, though, is not surprising. Strikeouts wise, you see this. Strikeouts, both teams are in bottom 5 in strikeouts. So we could potentially take a strikeout prop. If you want to take a Mitch Keller strikeout prop, by all means, have fun. But you can see strikeouts, how they've been doing. Washington has been striking out only 7.2 times on the road, but in the last 9.7 in the last 10. So they've been spiked a little bit here. So, and then you see how Pittsburgh has done as well. So I would much rather take Pittsburgh. Let's look at Jake Irvin. Let's go back. Irvin, strikeouts is what we care about. He had 7 against the Dodgers, only 3 and only 2. So potentially 4.5, we could take this. Head to head, he's only had 4. Let's see what Mitch Keller's head to head was. 5 and 8. He likes facing Washington, and Washington's been striking out a good bit. 9.7 last 10. Pittsburgh's 9.9. At home, 9.29. Oh, let's go to bats. Any bats out there? I'm probably not in this one. I'm going to tell you right now. You already saw the offenses are kind of in for Pittsburgh. It will be Washington bats if we're going to look at a bats, though. So, Nats. Yeah, if you want to take Ruiz over 1.5 HR against this pitcher, you probably could. That's about the only thing you're really going to get. It's maybe Low, maybe Wood. But you see, no Pittsburgh. Hayes is the first one. Those aren't good numbers. We avoid stuff like that. So, bats are probably out. I'm really leaning Mitch Keller strikeouts. Head to head here. He's at home. Washington is 9.7 in the last 10. All he needs is 5. Let's go for it. Let's take it. We're taking Keller over 4.5 Ks. All right, we're going to take that and move to the next game. All right, next up, we got Seattle and Cincinnati. And we can see the numbers, and we see it is 110 Seattle on the road. It's a pick 'em basically with an 8.5 total. Let's go and just jump to the spreadsheet first. What are we looking at? Well, Cincy, we know the offense is bad. I mean, that's not a surprise. You see how they're doing. They're only batting 188 in the last 10. That ain't good. Pretty good at Nerf. He's not the best. Seattle's pretty good too. They've hit Nerf 80% of it. They hit a lot of Yerfies on the away games, which is kind of funny. You got to take it with a grain of salt. How many teams have played that many road games so far? Wait till we get like 30, 40, 50 games in the season. You're gonna be like, okay, it makes more sense. Then we start getting to the hundreds. Yeah, remember, there's 162 games in the season. So give the data a little bit of time it's going to be some peaks and valleys until it kind of evens out. So, and we'll start really, truly seeing I'm sure since he's still going to be bad though. 8 and 8 with just terrible offense. Terrible here. Anything stand out? Strikeouts is a popular one. I almost need to change that color so it stands out more. But yeah, no, that's good. Let's go to pitchers. Who's going out there? It's going to be Castillo and Lodolo. So let's look at these 2 pitchers. Let's break them down. We've got Lodolo versus Seattle right here. Really 4 for 6, but 2 home runs for Randy. All right, Randy. Randy really likes Lodolo. That could be an HR play. Let's go ahead and just earmark that bad boy over here. Let's see, Seattle. Randy. Where's Randy? There's Randy. Let's open up Randy just so we have him open. Let's go back to the pitchers, and then we'll swap to the other side. Boop. Okay, Castillo. They've had some success against both. Not much data, but all the data we have is successful for the bats, which is not good when you see how terrible the offenses have been. Against righties, that's how Cincy is last year, and against lefties, this is how Seattle was last year. So that gives us the numbers we need. Just once they update, it'd be great. I'm not looking at strikeout props. If anything, I'm probably looking at Seattle more than anything because Cincy's offense is so bad. Lodolo has been, let's see, earned runs. He's been great this year. 2-0-0 against San Fran, Milwaukee, and San Fran. I mean, San Fran's hot too. So yeah, Cincy has beat San Fran 2 out of 3 times, and San Fran's like 11-4. So that's pretty damn impressive. Luis Castillo, you can see his numbers, earn run. I think we're gonna go Randy. We already got it pulled up. That looks good. Randy has a good history. That's walks. What are we looking at? Not the best, not the worst, but not the best. I still like it, the fact that he really likes facing them. I mean, what was that? 4 out of 6 with 2 home runs. We'll trust Randy. We'll take Randy. So, Arozarena. I still was upset when Tampa traded him. I was like, what? Come on. Man. Oh well. Over 1.5 HR. I'm gonna take him. We're gonna leave all the pitching alone and just next. All right, game 3 is gonna be Arizona and Miami, and we can see it is 160 for Zona with a 9 total. Let's see the spreadsheet. 9 and 7, 5 and 5, last 10 for both teams. 8 and 7. You can see the numbers. Everything's when you see very little red, that's great. The only red we have is Miami just isn't hit that many home runs in the last 10 games. Everything else is either average or green. Green is great, yellow average, red is bad. You don't want red. So we want red for betting purposes, but we want red to be green. So you're not being in baseball, we want a lot of red versus stud pitchers, or we want a lot of green versus bad pitchers. That's what we kind of want. That's what we're looking for. So, and vice versa. So this one's a very good to above average to great. So let's pop over to our pitchers. Who's going out there? This is going to be Merrill Kelly and Connor Gillespie. Well, let's look at those 2 a little closer, shall we? Gillespie versus Arizona. Nothing. Cool. Miami. Kelly versus Miami. Nothing. So we have 0 history for either pitcher versus these teams, which is fun. Miami versus righties. pretty decent last year. Can't complain. And then Arizona against righties, also pretty decent. Higher numbers though. Their twos are higher than Miami's twos, which because Arizona was a better team last year. Just common sense. So what are we going to look at? Probably the bats, if I had to guess. We'll start with the pitchers. We'll just show all the basic props just so you can see them. There's your strikeouts. There's your hits. There's your earned runs. It's going to be all over the place. I already knew it would be. We scroll a little bit down. We go strikeouts, hits, walks. No. To the bats we go. Anybody got a good bat we can use? We're going Diamondbacks. See, I knew we'd have Xavier Edwards right there. There's something good. 141. Dude is a hitting machine. He does great. 2 singles, and it's all we need for him. He can do that for us. Derek Hill, Corbin Carroll, look, both sides are doing great because the bats are so good. If the data says green and yellow, most likely the bats are going to line up with it. It's just common sense. Is how it works. Stats are stats. They're not hard. So let's start with, yeah. I mean, why would we go with anything else besides this? I mean, that's so simple. Head to head 3 times against Arizona. Come on. Let's keep it easy. Let's go Edwards. Let's go X Edwards. That way nobody's confused. Just in case there's other Edwards over 1.5 HR. We're gonna take that next. Game 4 gonna be San Fran and Philadelphia. It is Philly 155 with an 8 total. Let's look at our sheet. Man, I love having a sheet. Philly is struggling offensively. That's why they're 9-7 with a 4-6 last 72-game losing streak. Come on, guys. Get it together. Look at San Fran's numbers. They're number 1 in slugging, number 1 OPS, 9 on base, 15th in average, number 1 in doubles, number 1 in triples, 9 in home runs, RBIs. They're really good in walks. They're striking out a bunch, but they are good at walks, which is they're either missing or not. I mean, that's fun. That's hard to be both. But hey, whatever. Second in Murphys though, yet not in the first inning. No. At the first inning, they pop off later, and then a lot of San Fran logos. Cool. Let's pop over here to the who's the pitches. Verlander and Luzardo. Interesting little matchup. Let's look at them closer, shall we? Let's open them up and then dig a little deep. Matchup. Scroll down. Luzardo versus San Fran. You can see, oh my God, 445, 375, 500 now. There's a home run here. 375 over 8, 455 over 11. 0 for 7 is Trumsky, bro. Get good, son. Get good. Let's flop to the other side. We see Verlander versus Philly, and that's all the at-bats. I would assume there'd be more, but Kepler is 063 and 16 at-bats. Damn. Let's see. San Fran. Yeah. Let's go Philly versus righties. That's how we were last year with all high to mid 2s. There's no really, I don't see any 3. There's 1 3 up there. And then we have San Fran versus lefties. San Fran was loving some lefties last year a lot. You can see the numbers. We got 370 for Ramos. Damn. 318. Yeah. San Fran, they're cooking right now. 2 of their 4 losses were the Cincy somehow, but yet they're playing great. San Fran plus 140. What? I mean, what? Why? Is it because is it Verlander? Is that what we're thinking? No. Remember, look at the numbers. I follow the numbers here. That's what we do here. We look at it, we go common sense. Baseball's a game of averages. If you play within your average, which most players do, they don't tend to go crazy. They tend to stay in their little bubble, and then we do good. So, especially with team stats, it's hard for a whole team to just suck all of a sudden, unless Luzardo comes out and just pitches the absolute game of his life. Let's see what he's been up to. Last few games, hits. Yeah, he's all over the place. Earned runs, walks, not much. Outs, pretty good. Never faced him, so there. Verlander hits 655 in his 3 games this year. Strikeouts, he had 9 strikeouts against Cincinnati in a game they won 8-6, so pretty good. Earned runs, he gave up a little bit. They let him pitch, so I still think I'm taking San Fran money line. We'll look at bats too, just because maybe there's some San Fran bats you might want to take. I got you. We're gonna find the value. So far, San Fran's the value. That's what we're taking. Yeah, Jung Lee has been pretty on fire. Other than that, Fitzgerald is starting to catch a little warm. And then Willie is 100%. Oh, Adames. Yeah, we're just going to go San Fran money line. Come back with me. Think about it. San Fran plus 140 or San Fran plus 1.5 minus 160. I think I want to roll the dice for the value. I don't know. Smart man would be 160. We're going to go SF plus 1.5. This could easily be a 5-4 game. We'll go plus 1.5 and move on to the next one. Game 5 is Cleveland and Baltimore. And we can see it is 150 Baltimore with an 8.5 total spreadsheet. What's going on? Both teams, you're garbage on offense. What are these batting numbers? Statistics are garbage. Not good. Not good at all. I need you 692 last 10 OPS, 642. Come on, guys. That's why you're 3-7 last 10 and you're 6-4. Like, what are we doing? At least you're getting hits. You can't hit. You can't get doubles. At least you get home runs. When you hit it, the ball goes far. Strikeouts, you're both mid. This is not good. This is garbage. This is pitchers all day. Let's see if we got some good pitchers. Who do we have? It looks like we're going to have Logan Allen versus Charlie Morton on TBS, no less. Okay, let's see if the pitchers can do anything special here. Orioles, Morton. A lot of green up here for Morton. That's what you want to see. You like seeing things like that. Let's just go ahead and start with the matchup first. Morton versus Cleveland. 0 for 182. Yeah, okay. Morton might have himself a day, shall he? This might be an under too. Both offenses are bad. Morton looks like he's going to ball out a little bit. Let's see what Logan can do. Logan, there's a 2 for 5. That's about it. There's not much data here against lefties. This is how Baltimore was last season. Mostly, nothing really stands out. And this is how Cleveland was against righties. Again, nothing crazy standing out. Morton gets up solid. Yeah, his number's at 3.5. But look at his hits head to head though. They know Cleveland's not on fire right now. They know this. They know he balls out. He's been great. So earned runs. Oh, how is this great? What? 2.5. Yet his hit. Okay, so his hits are 3.5. His earned runs are 2.5. No, we got to alt line that down to 155. There we go. But yeah, he's given up 4, 5, 4, 4 in 5 straight games. Okay, that makes me question things. Let's go over here to Logan Allen. What he's been at 2 in his earned runs and hits. Earned runs, hits. Yeah, I think we're going to pass. There's just too much foolery going on in this one. I don't like it. I don't like the line. We're going to pass and move on to the next one. All right, game, was it 6? Yeah, 6 is going to be Boston and Tampa. Home team, 130. 9 is our total. Let's look at the spreadsheet. 4-6 Tampa for 4-6 both teams. 8-8, 8-10. Tampa's offense has been cooking the last 10. Look at the numbers. My God. Number 1 at OBP, 4 in slugging, 4 OPS, 10 in hits, 8 in triples. No home runs though. You would think. Number 2 in Nerfies though. Interesting. They've hit the Nerfie 54% of the time at home. Yeah, you're going to see these numbers eventually come down to closer to 50, but right now you see some fun ones like Boston. Yeah, you see that. So Tampa looks like they're playing better. Just squint your eyes. You can see more green than yellow. So pretty easy stuff. Let's go see who's pitching today. We're leaning Tampa already. They're at home. Good deal. Bueller versus Pepio. Okay, that's a fun little matchup. Let's see if we can do anything with that. Let's see. Burp. Let's look at these two. So far, I'm leaning Tampa. That's my value play so far. Let's see if we can solidify that with Pepio versus Boston. A lot of, we'll see, 1 for 4, 0 for 4, 3 for 6 with nothing. A home run for Story, but hell, how long ago was that home run? Because this goes back to 2018. 143. Nothing stands out so far. Let's go swap. Bueller has never faced Tampa. That's good for Bueller. That's good for him. Tampa versus righties, you can see how they were last season. A little average, below average. Boston versus righties, they were pretty good, obviously, last year versus the righties overall. So, where do we go from here? So we look at the pitchers again. I'm still leaning Tampa money line, but that's about it. Maybe strikeouts. Boston is 22nd. They're averaging 10.7 on the road this season. They're 9.6 in the last 10. He needs 6.5. That seems high. He has had 12 last year against them, and then he had 5. Those are the 3 games he had last year. So maybe. Then he's had some decent games too. Let's go to bats. Any bats props just in case. Anybody want to pop off? You're doing great. You had a great day yesterday. I saw that. Trevor Story, Misner. I think I just want to go Tampa money line. 130. It seems nice. I think we're going to trust the home team. Tampa money line. That was the initial vibe I had from the sheets. We're going to trust the sheets. All hail the sheets. We're going to take Tampa money line next. Game 7. Kansas City and the Yankees. We got New York 200, 8.5. Are they worth 200 is the question. Let's look. Yeah. Kansas City, remember the end of last season when KC couldn't figure out how to score? That's exactly what they're doing again. They fell back into that slump where they're getting hits, but they can't get any runs. They're last. They're 2.2 runs a game in the last 10. Only 3.1 on the season, 3 away. It is not looking. They're 5-5 somehow. They're pitching so good it's making up for this bad, awful bats. So And then Yankees, they got them torpedoes. So not that it matters, but still, they got the dudes that can do it. Who's pitching today? Let's see. Waka Waka versus fried chicken. All right, cool. Let's pop and look at them. Let's dig a little deep in some fried Waka. All right, I know it's Freed, but I like calling him fried because I'm hooked on phonics, and that's how I would say. That's how I see that. That's fried. I don't care how you say it. So, fried versus KC. Either way, he is cooking KC because yeah, these are pretty good numbers. Then against lefties, you can see how KC was last year. At the best, not the best, not the worst either. Bobby Witt's doing it, but everybody else is kind of just, well, Perez is helping a little bit. So was Furman, but swap. Let's see what Walker does against the Yanks. Well, Goldie is 364 with a homie. What else we got? 067 for Judge. Damn, Judge does not do well against Walker, does he? I don't think that's going to stay. Well, Judge is too good to not be amazing, at least be average against almost everybody. But that is just hilariously bad for Judge. I'm still leaning New York because their offense. Pitching, I'd probably call it a push. So if you want to look at strikeouts, like the Yankees are striking out a bunch, but KC is not. Even though they're terrible offensively, KC is not a strikeout team. They will never do that. That's not them. That's not what they do. So I'm not taking no fried free strikeouts. Hey, hell no. You want hits, you want earned runs, you want walks, you want outs. There you go. Have fun. I'm skipping all that. Waka. Let's look. Strikeouts, earned runs, walks, outs. Nothing stands out here. Bats, potentially. I do like the Yankees. 1.5 though seems a lot. Can I just get a Yankee prop? They're all good. Ben Rice to get a hit is pretty juiced. Goldie again. Do we go Goldie again? Because Goldie is the one who did have the good history versus KC. We could do that. You could, well, Bobby Witt could do something too. He bats 316 versus lefties, so that was pretty good. We have a lot of options we could take. I could take Yankees 1.5, which I think I'm going to because look at the numbers. If the pitching the same, they're getting 4.6 runs. They're already outscoring them by 2 runs just here in the last 10. And they're at home. Yeah, let's take the Yankees 1.5. I don't like run lines usually, but sometimes they make sense. And this is one of those games that kind of makes sense. So Yankees run line next. Next up, we got Braves and Blue Jays. And what do we got for the line? It's a pick 'em with a 7.5. Okay, straightforward, pretty good. Initial thoughts, Atlanta's playing better offensively. There are the batting numbers for Atlanta. That's Toronto, and just, yeah, they're getting RBIs and they're getting walks, but they are striking out a bunch. Like usual, they both don't steal bases. Interesting. They don't get hits, but they do get doubles. Weird. They make when they get hits, they take advantage of their hits clearly interesting numbers. Let's see who's pitching today. And today is going to be Schwallenbach versus Gulsman. Okay, let's look at the props, see if anything stands out in this one. So far, I have a slight lean to Atlanta, but not enough that I want to bet it. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it. Let's see, Braves versus Gaussman. History, Braves have some, it's not much success, but it is success nonetheless. Olsen has a home run. I forgot he existed half the time. Who else we got? Ozuna, no. Against righties, that's how the Braves were. Let's swap sides. I get Schwallenbach. Not much data overall against righties. Toronto loves them, the righties. I tried this yesterday, and Toronto got that ass kicked yesterday. So, no, I didn't have the sheet. I didn't realize Toronto's only mid offensively. I thought they were a little bit better. Nope, I was wrong. So, but now we see last year they were good. How are they this year though? Don't know yet. So, all right, there's your outs. I'll show all these, but I think this is going to be a pass for me because nothing looks good. Nope. Bats potentially. Nick Allen, Ozzy, Austin Riley could. I don't know. Like I said, there's nothing's really standing out for me. Let's just pass. There's 15 games. I don't need 15 plays. Next. All right, next so we got Minnesota and the Mets. What do we got here? We'll see. Scroll, and it's a slight lead to the Mets with an 8 total. Okay. Spreadsheet, load them up. Let's see what we got. Let me go and swap this over to the Mets Twins and close those two and swap that to Mets Twins because I forgot to do it. Cool. All right, spreadsheet. What do we see? First thing we see, just a glance. You squint your eyes, you see the Mets are playing better in the last 10 because all the rankings are last 10. So 8-2 last 10, 3-7. Clearly one team's hot, the other is not. So the Mets are a quiet 11-5 too. Kind of scary. They're quiet about this. Nervies they're doing great. They're not doing anything in the first inning for some reason, but then the rest of the game they're popping off a little bit. So they don't get many hits. They're only averaging 6.5 hits in the last 10. But man, they get them doubles and triples, and they're winning games. That's what matters. So only 4.3 runs a game means the pitchers are doing quite well. So who's pitching today? Let's look. Oh, Miguel and Odber. So let's see what those two are up to. What's up, good sirs? Odber, Miguel. No real greens up here. That's already a suspicious start. Let's see what we got. Odber versus the Mets. Not much data. 0 for 1, 2, 1, nothing there. Against righties, the Mets, how they were last year. Mets were more of a lefty team last year, I believe, but hey, whatever. Let's see, against Minnesota, that's how Minnesota is versus righties. And against McGill, Minnesota did this. Bader's got a home run, and that's about it. There's like one game of data, not much here, a couple of hits given up. No advantages to take hold of there so far. So far, I lean the Mets, but that's about it. Pitches are about even, and Mets are playing better with the bats, but not by a lot, barely. This might be a pass. Strikeouts, both teams are top 12, not a chance. Earned runs, so big difference. Yeah, we want clear advantages when we take our plays here. Now that we got the sheet, we got to be smarter with our plays. We can't just be jumping on plays because I kind of like it. No. We need clear. And this see, there's nothing clear here. So yeah, this is a pass. Next up, we got Athletics and the White Sox. And last year, this was the game of the century. This series right here, but we already got it going on now. Cool. What's the line? Where's the line? There it is. 160 for the Athletics with a 7.5. Cool. Spreadsheet. Get ready for this. Bang. Look at the A's. Look, doing good. They're only 4 and 6, but still, compared to that, look how bad this is. This is KC's worse than this. So just remember this. KC is worse than these White Sox numbers, which look very bad. 190 batting in the last 10. 190. That is terrible. I mean, only 6.2 hits, which is, man, all these 29th. Guess who? And all these should be 30s, but KC has all those 30s right now. So 2.8 runs. This is an A's play. A's 160 all day for sure. I will show the pictures. We got to check the pictures at least. Springs versus Burke. I like Springs. Springs ain't bad. Burke, let's look. How well are they? Burke versus the A's history. Not much data. 0-2. This is like a one game for a few of these. None of it stands out there. Against righties, this is how the A's were last season. And then we go to the White Sox. Against lefties, 181 is green. That's hilarious. 160, 196, 192. Against Springs, not much data here. So the pitchers, I would say, are about equal. Both teams are actually top 7 in strikeouts, so we're not doing strikeouts. You want earned runs for Burke? There you go. You want walks, outs? Hell, if you want strikeouts, there you go. I'll try to show you everything when we already know what we're taking, which is going to be A's money line, but we'll still look at everything. I'll try to do everything at least. I might miss a thing or two. I'm only human, so let's go to the bats. No good bats. Just Tyler. Sauter, whatever. That's the only bat we have. So yeah, pretty simple play. We're gonna go ATH. That feels weird to type. I'm used to typing OAK, but whatever. ATH money line next. Detroit and Milwaukee is up next. It is a pick'em basically with a 7.5. Let's see. Look at the spreadsheet. See, now we're talking. We got two teams, both top 5 in runs. Oh, they're averaging 11.1 on a 7.5 total. If we have average pitchers, we're going over. Simple. See all the offense, beautiful stuff. Let's go look at pitchers. Instantly, I'm thinking over. So, who we got pitching today? It ain't Scooble. We just had Scooble. So who is it? It is Flaherty and Priester. Yeah, over. I'm thinking over. Over here. Let's see. Well, I don't know why I opened a new window. What are you doing? Go away. All right, let's open these up and take a little peek under the hood. Priester's never faced Detroit, which could be good for him, could be bad for him. We'll find out. Detroit versus righties. Well, this year, right now, they've been averaging mid on the averages. We go to Milwaukee versus Flaherty. 273 and 33. Wow, 250. The runs are still good. They're batting. They're getting runs. That's the main thing. They're getting RBIs. They're getting walks. It's all adding up. It's looking good there. So they both have 5.1 on both RBIs and walks in the last 10. And triples are the same number. They're copying each other. All right, guys. I see you. If you want to look at pitchers, there's some earned runs. There's some walks. There's his hits. There's his earned runs. He's been looking pretty good. 0 versus the Yankees. 1. This feels like one of them games that gets blown up, though, because the Brewers are pretty good with the bats. Kind of. They're kind of good. Second in runs. They're good at runs. And then Priester, we don't know anything about him. He faced Colorado, only had 1 earned run. It was Colorado, so don't get excited. 6 hits, though. Yeah, let's look at the bats. Any bats stand out? Contreras to get a hit. If you want to pay that juice, by all means. I think the over 7.5 is where I'm going, though. So let's take the over next. All right, Houston and St. Louis is next. We got Houston's slight favorite, 7.5 total. Let's look at our spreadsheet. Again, top 9 in runs. Both of them. Both 1 and 2 at not scoring runs in the first inning. We want low. If you want the Nerfy block to be green, that's what we want. But they do have been hitting the Nerfy, though. So, but 1 and 2 on runs, if we got decent pitchers, we could have a Nerfy in our hands, especially. But then, my God, look at how good the bats are for St. Louis. They are crushing. Look, they are I didn't think this number was right. I had to go check it. 11 hits per game on average in the last 10. Look at their numbers. I thought it was fake. I went back and actually did the math on it to make sure the formula wasn't broken. No, it's right. They're getting that many hits a game. That's how good they are with the hits. Yet they're only 8 and 8. How? Your pitching is not good, apparently. So who's pitching today, by the way? Let's look. Hunter Brown and Eric Fetty. Okay, let's go look over here. And Hunter Brown, Eric Fetty. Let's open them both up. Oh, Mr. Consistency himself. 18 ounces. Oh, 200. My God. Anywho, let's see. Fetty versus Houston. Not much data. 182 for 11 for old Walker. That ain't good. Then we got against righties. That's how Houston was. Swap size. Ew, that's a lot of red. St. Louis against righties. There you go. And against Hunter Brown, they never faced the man, which is kind of weird to say, but they never have. Weird. Cool. So far, what am I leaning? I'm leaning St. Louis money line. Yeah, because of how they're playing. St. Louis is plus 110 at home. Yeah, I like that. Hunter Brown's good and all, but how good is he? Well, 2-2-0. How many hits has he given up? 4, 5, and 2. St. Louis has been cooking on the hits. All 16 of their games have been great. Let's see, Eric Fetty. Both team ups. Houston is 28 in strikeouts too. So if Eddie, we could take a strikeout prop, but this man is not known for his strikeouts. He is not known at all. He could. I mean, that was Colorado. So if you want to see if he can get 4 strikeouts, might not be bad because you can see Houston, they have a problem in strikeouts right there. 9.8 in last 10, 9.43 on the road for the season. So. All right, let's go back to this. Let's go to bats, see if anything stands out with the. Oh, look at all the hundreds and 90s. Yes. Look at the good numbers. Pedro's been doing good. Yeah, we're gonna stick with the whole offense for St. Louis is too good right now, and they have a competent pitcher versus Houston, who they have Brown, but I'm taking STL money line. I'm gonna take that plus 100 value next. Next up, Angels in Texas. We got 120 for Texas with an 8.5 total spreadsheet. Texas offense are not good. Angels are good, obviously. 30th in hits is not good. Especially when you got Colorado, Chicago, the White Sox, and KC out there, and you still rocking a 30 on hits, 5.8 a game in the last 10. That's not good. Angels third runs. Yeah, we're leaning LA a plus 105 all day right now. Give me that plus value. Who's pitching? That's what matters. Gucci versus Corbin. Oh, one of my favorite plays is back. Patrick Corbin over 2.5 earned runs allowed. Loved it last year. It's 1-0 this year. Let's see if we can rock with it. Come on. Give me it. Who is this? Did you change? Now see, this is saying Tyler. Let me refresh you. Okay, now we got tomfoolery. I don't like this. You're showing Tyler, but ESPN, I just refreshed both, is showing Corbin. Well, that messes with my plans. Either way, if it is Corbin, I would take over 2.5 earned runs allowed. But we will force forward. We will not be deterred. We will see what we have. We'll still look at this. If it was this guy, which hell if it is, cool, because this dude might get rocked too, because he's not the best either. Angels offense is still great. We can see this. Let's flop the other side. Kikuchi, how are you doing? Is owning the yeah. Let's keep it a buck. Let's just go LAA money line plus. I'm taking advantage of all these plus money lines. Like plus 105. Yeah, give me the Angels money line on the road against whoever. Hopefully it's Corbin, but if it's Tyler here, yeah, you can get some too. So it doesn't matter. Kikuchi is very consistent too. Very good. And both teams are good strikeouts. Yeah, Angels money line next. All right, the Bears and the Fathers are going up against each other. Chicago and San Diego, with the Cubs being a slight, well, 156, not more than a slight. They're a good favorite with an 8 total. Spreadsheet, what do we got? Look at all the green. Love it. Number one in 6 runs a game. I love seeing that. Look at all the offense. Both are tied at number one at OBP. Love that. Love all of it. I love green. I wish the runs were a little higher for San Diego. 5-game win streak. Bruh. Okay. All right, cool. Let's look at who's pitching today. And it's going to be Shota versus Vasquez. That's a good man. Okay, it's gonna be a tough one. All right, let's go over here. Let's see what we got. Let's look at these two a little closer. Under the hood, pop it. Let's dig. All right, Vasquez versus Gubbies. There's your history. Not much there, so we can't really work with that. So no real success. We flip the other side. Shota versus the Fathers. He has kind of owned the Fathers a little bit. Put them in their place. Yes. All right. Cool, cool. Against lefties. And the Fathers do not do well against the lefties either. So not only does he own them a little bit from the one little bit of data we have, we know everyone owns them. So San Diego is just not that great. I mean, some of these are just really low numbers for lefties. So yeah, I see why Chicago's favored. And then Chicago versus righties, you can see how they have done. So clearly, we're leaning Chicago and Shota. So that's just clear as day. Back of the sheets, we see offenses are great, hits are great, RBIs 1, walks 1. They're not striking out. They don't strike out. Remember, I've said this a lot. Here's the proof now. San Diego still number 1 in the league at not striking out. Don't take strikeout props versus San Diego. You're going to sweat it for no reason. Just leave it alone. Chicago money line looks to be the way to go, but you should always look. We want to look at short props a little bit though. Hits, you could take. Earned runs, you could take. Damn, he got rocked. 5 against Texas. We'll see how he does today. Does he bounce back? He has a prime position. San Diego's not good, so we'll take the Cubbies on the money line. I think this is the way to go. We'll take it's 150. That's not bad juice. We can work with that. Next. All right, last one. Colorado and the Doyers. You can't see it. Let me show you. Doyers 300. They won yesterday, but man, that's still a lot of juice to pay. Let's see the sheet. What we got? You look at the numbers and you think, man, what the hell? Because look how bad the Dodgers offense is. I thought these numbers were wrong. I had to look them up to make sure. No, they're only getting 4.39 runs a game. Only 3-4 in the last 10. Like, what is going on here? Look at Colorado. Only a $140 on the road this year. My God. 100% Nerfy. They have not scored an Nerfy on the road. They have not scored in the first inning on the road. Man, this is just woo, woo. Who is going out there today? It is going to be Feltner versus Landon Knack. All right, let's look at the props for these two, shall we? There's no bats. The first thing I've noticed, not a single bat look good. Are we going to have a pass to end the game? We might. We might have a pass because I'm not paying 300 for the Dodgers when they look like that. Why would you pay for a broken mirror? I don't know. That's what they look like right now. You don't want that. No history against Colorado for Landon. Against righties, you see how they did last year for Colorado. It's Colorado. They weren't that good. We know that. Doyers against righties were obviously better. They're the Doyers. Against Feltner, history, they have not done well against Feltner. What? Okay. Well, that was simple. Let me show you the props real quick for everybody. Let's see. There's his strikeouts if you want to take them. Colorado is dead last in strikeouts. Did you see the number? I didn't see it. Let me show you the number. Look at Colorado's strikeout numbers. I could strike out at least one Rocky probably. They're going to get like a 57-mile-an-hour just heater. They still might miss. That is terrible, terrible numbers. So we don't even care about Feltner. Let's go straight to Landon. Strikeouts, my dude, 4.5. Can you do it? Well, I don't know. You're averaging 4.9. So if you want to take it, by all means. They're averaging more than 1 an inning. So it's up there. He had 7 against Miami. San Diego, 4. That's actually impressive. We know that. Washington is also very good at strikeouts, so this is actually impressive. I found the play I'm taking. I'm taking Knack to get 5 strikeouts against the Rocks. I will probably take this play a lot, just against Colorado, just because we're fading Colorado a lot this year. It's just what we're doing. So we're gonna take Landon. Yeah, we gotta take advantage of this right here. That is just terrible. So there we go. We are done. First full day of actual working sheets. How about it? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I know you want lefty and righty matchups for all this stuff. I get it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Not yet. Anyways, I need a powerful like a website or something. Google Sheets. Shame. But there we go. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We have a bunch of day games. Well, we have some day games, not all day games. Okay, cool. So the video will be up tomorrow. We'll break these games down, look for value. I appreciate you being here. Go check out the HQ if you want the place tapped out or access to the spreadsheet so you can do your own research finally for MLB, woo, or NBA or NHL. And other than that, I appreciate being here. We'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday. Peace.